Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 994. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Patrick. What's up, Patrick?
Hey.
What's up, Chris?
What's up, everybody?
All right, so here it is now. Spoilers, massive spoilers, right, Chris, for Alien Covenant?
Yep.
We don't want you to watch this cast if you didn't see Alien Covenant, because right now, the reason why we're spoiling it is because I guess, Chris, according to you, the movie's gonna be shittier with this.
No. I want to stress that I haven't seen it yet. I've read a plot leak, and everything that I pretty much read has been backed up by pictures from various sources that are reliable.
Okay.
And then it's just my opinion about the movie has changed. I don't believe I'm going to go see it in theaters, at least not in the regular theater. There's a cheaper theater by my house that I usually wait for movies that I'm not sure about to go see just so I don't spend full price.
What a shame.
There's some things in this movie that I don't get, so I don't want to bash the movie or anything before I've seen it, but I think it is interesting to talk about some of these plot things, especially the ones that I know happen for sure because I've seen pictures.
All right, so this is spoilers for Alien Covenant. Don't watch this cast if you don't want to be spoiled before you see the movie. So go ahead, Chris.
So I want to start off with the biggest thing, because this was something that we were throwing back and forth and we were not sure about, and it was definitely something that was, a question on both of our minds. Dr. Shaw is dead.
Fuck!
Now, I want to stress that not only is she dead, but Ridley Scott felt the need to give her one of the worst possible deaths that I've ever seen for a former main character.
What a prick!
And I want to stress that it's not bad for the story. For the story, it actually makes sense.
He's a woman
But I was
hater.
very uncomfortable with what I saw. It physically made me uncomfortable.
He's a woman hater. He's a fucking jerk. I'm sorry.
It's very difficult for me to be uncomfortable with movies because horror movies and stuff usually don't bother me. This bothered me a bit.
He's an asshole. Go ahead.
Okay, so I don't know if you'll remember this, but you remember when the trailer for Alien Covenant came out? I don't remember which one it was, but I know it was one of the trailers that came out. Where you first see the xenomorph climbing down the wall, and there's that body that's laid out, and it looks like it's been opened up. That's her.
No, come on.
Now, here's the thing, and that's not what made me uncomfortable. It was the picture that I saw, and you can find this picture around. David's the one that killed her. She apparently is the very first human victim of a chest burster. David creates the xenomorphs in this movie, like the xenomorphs that we know, or a version of them, the protomorphs. And it's implied that his version of the xenomorphs become the xenomorphs that we know in the later Alien series. So I want to stress that the engineers did not create the xenomorphs.
Okay.
It was David, apparently, that's created them.
Okay.
There's a picture of Dr. Shaw's body online, and her head is connected to a machine. Literally, there are machine parts stuck in her head.
Why?
And I was looking at this and I was like, that's sick. That may be this is going to sound weird and people might go, what?
Torture.
It was one of the sickest things I've seen. For a main character, I was like, we all liked her.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be able to watch Prometheus the same way ever again because I
I
saw this and I was like,
what an asshole. What an asshole. He's such a dick. Because we were saying that he was going to he did not I don't know what it is. If people create something and fans love the hero, you should be fucking happy that you accomplished something that you set out to do. Not that, I don't want to use her, fuck her. Bullshit, you fucking created a likable character. Why the fuck do you want to kill her now? That's stupid.
Was the actress a bit of somewhat troublesome?
No, she wasn't.
Okay.
I've never heard any stories about. I mean, didn't she say that she'd be happy to come back?
She was willing to do anything. She's the type of actress that you ask her to lose weight, she lose weight. You asked her to get a plastic surgery, she got plastic surgery because she wanted the roles that bad. That's bad, man.
I mean, this is my thing, and I'll compare it to another movie franchise. It's like if The Lost World, right, Jurassic Park, if Ian Malcolm's character was like shot by one of the bounty hunters that went to the island, and then they cut his head off and put it on a pike.
Oh God!
You know, people would look at that and be like, "What the hell? Like, you know, why did you do that? We liked that character." This to me, and I understand, because I think I don't want to. I'm not saying that this was like I called it or anything, but I think the idea that I had was right. I think what they're trying to imply is that her ability to quote unquote survive has been put into these aliens.
That's horrible.
And that's why they do that. That's why they're so good at survival. Like Kane says in Alien.
That's horrible.
I get that. I get the point of the story. The end of the movie, I don't want to get into that because that I think is a little too much. The end of the movie is really depressing. Like, just really friggin' depressing.
Oh, God.
I read this and I was like, oh, okay.
What is going through this guy's head when he decided to do this shit? I would like to know. And then why would he even? And then wasn't he? And then if he was going to do a prequel where she's alive, and then it happens to her, isn't that even worse?
I got to tell you right now, if they're planning on showing how she dies,
I can't watch that.
That would be sick. I think if they actually show what happens, that would be sick. And I don't know what's going on. Like, David's character has become. You know how he was weird in Prometheus?
Yeah, he's an evil bastard.
Now he's like 1,000 times worse.
Is he responsible for some of the machines malfunctioning?
On what? On the Prometheus?
No, like, you know how in Alien the machine was messed up? Like no,
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I heard Michael Fassbender plays the character really well, but I think everybody was expecting that.
Yeah.
You know, another thing that I heard is, again, we have one of these characters who's a complete moron.
Oh.
Like, remember the two scientists in Prometheus?
Yeah.
Like, there's apparently a scene in this movie where one of the characters witnesses one of the neomorphs kill somebody right in front of him. And David shows up and he's trying to tame the xenomorph, or the neomorph, excuse me.
Okay.
And the guy kills the neomorph, and David's like, "How dare you!" And the guy's like, "I want answers, David." And David lures him into a cave where there are xenomorph eggs, and the guy gets infected by a xenomorph or facehugger. And I was like, "Isn't this the guy that you just saw try to tame one of these things? Why are you following him?"
That's stupid.
And then get this: someone described this too. They said that there's a part in this movie where a facehugger comes out of an egg and jumps on somebody, and one of the other characters tries to cut it off, and of course the acid burns the other guy's face. But he said the guy cut the facehugger off like 2 minutes after the facehugger jumped on him, and the guy still got impregnated somehow.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Can't be.
And they also said that there are no other engineers in this movie other than the ones in a flashback. There's no answers as to why they created humanity.
The Howard Prometheus too. Like, screw it.
Yeah, there's no explanation as to why or if they created humanity and if they wanted to destroy humanity. There's no mention of
any of that shit.
Anything. The deacon from the end of Prometheus doesn't show up. I don't think it's mentioned at all. It's completely non-existent. There's really nothing else. Like the movie, they said that it's shot well. The acting's good. It's a good story, but there are things in the movie that are just like, why do they happen?
Oh,
and
then again.
This was the thing that really got me. There's an explanation about how David created the protomorph, which is the precursor to the xenomorph.
Mm-hmm.
They said he uses the black goo and he experiments on this parasitic wasp on the planet. And because he infected it with the black goo and he tampered with its genetics, eventually he got like a xenomorph that we know of, like a protomorph. And the wasp is parasitic, and they said specifically that this wasp lays its eggs in its victim, and then the eggs hatch and they eat their way out. So that's kind of the face hugger / chest burster.
But how are we
thing.
How are we going to explain that when Ripley sleeps for like 50 years, not one damn alien's around? If you're doing these things with all these different aliens, how could they possibly be around? It would like alter the whole timeline.
Here's how they're gonna do it. I think the next movie or movies, they're gonna do Awakening. That's a prequel to Covenant. Okay. After Covenant, what I think is gonna happen is, because of how this movie ends, we're gonna see the xenomorphs that we know of. Like, they're gonna look exactly like the one in Alien and Aliens and whatnot.
Who cares about that?
And we're going to eventually see how the eggs get on the space jockey ship, and then how it crashes on LV-426, and then that's going to be how they do that.
And they're not going to kill David? They're going to leave David alone?
I think they're going to kill David eventually. I do. Because he can't be left alive, because he's basically insane. Somehow the android himself, the synthetic, whatever you want to call him, he's lost his mind. Like, legitimately. That's not me making fun of the character. That's how they're describing it. They're saying that he's gone crazy. And he's just doing things that you would think would be impossible for a synthetic to do.
Did he go crazy because he got decapitated?
That's one of the theories. They think that he's malfunctioning.
Right.
Because he's gone nuts. Like.
So in other words, he became human by having his head chopped off. He felt the pain. He
has like a human mentality. Yeah.
And he doesn't want to get hurt anymore like that. So he's like,
not specifically like that. He's just doing things. They said his whole motivation in this movie is that he wants to create something, and that being the xenomorphs. I'm assuming.
But he wants to get revenge against the engineers that did that to him, ripped him apart.
They said he's more focused on destroying humanity at this point.
But why? That makes no sense.
I don't know. I have no idea. Well, a lot of people are likening it to the line that he had in Prometheus, where he's like, everybody wants their parents dead. But the thing I'm like, Wayland's dead. Like, so he should kind of be like, oh, okay. But again, he's going crazy. He's not being logical at this point. They said that they try to contrast him and Walter, because Walter is a good guy in this movie, and he's very by the book, and they show that David's like, well, I'm better than you because you follow their rules and I don't. And it's like, okay.
What they're trying to do? Stop David?
You know what they're trying to do?
What?
They're trying to liken this character to Satan. That's what they're trying to do. They're saying that, he's rebelling against his creators, and he's doing all this stuff, and eventually his creators are going to destroy him. That's what they're trying to do.
Shit. It makes no sense. It's like we waited for a long time for Alien to come back, and they ruin again. They ruin it again.
Well, this is what I want to say. Watch the movie for yourself.
Listen, I'm going to watch it, but I got to tell you, I was a huge fan of Naomi Rapace. And I told you, I said, if she's not in this alive, I'm going to be pissed. Because they built her up to monumental proportions, and she played it fantastic. He's an asshole. But then again, now, is this the thing that's true? He wants another female lead, but he's going to kill her off too? Like, what's the purpose? He
succeeded in that already. That's all I'll say.
But what's the purpose of having these female leads if you're going to have them get killed? Is that because you're trying to say the man is the one that should be the lead?
No, I don't think it's any like sexism or anything like that. I literally think that he's killing off these main characters just either for shock value or because he thinks it's the right thing to do in the story, which it's his story. That's fine. But
if he took over Ripley, would he kill her off too?
I don't think it would be. I don't think he could. First of all,
they would all. First of all, if he took over, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm pretty sure that Alien 3 and Alien 4 is just a dream.
Probably.
That never happened. Okay, he's probably going to take off like Blomkamp was going to do. But if he fucking kills her off, I'm going to be pissed off too.
What if they do a movie where Sigourney Weaver is really old and they Han Solo her?
Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that.
I mean, we already seen her jump into the pit already, but all right, yeah.
But I want to say this too. If if Dr. Shaw's character was killed in like some really epic and heroic way, then I would have been like, all right, I can
But
see
isn't that what Awakening is supposed to be, or was supposed to be?
Dude, I'm telling you right now. I got to
Here's
show
the
you
thing.
this picture.
One thing, right? How old is he?
Ridley Scott, I don't know. He's up there.
Is he like senile that he's saying he's going to do 6, and then he's going to do 4, and now he's going to do 2? Like, what's the story here? Why is he lying through his teeth? Or is he not lying through his teeth? You don't remember saying he's doing 6. Could you mute that, Patrick? I'm just gonna mute it.
No, you know what it is. I think that he has an image for what he wants this story to be, and he's sticking to it. And I respect him for that. But it's just not something I like. I'm not,
I don't like it.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I don't like the way that they killed off her character. I don't like the way that they did some of the things in this movie. And
Yep.
I'm gonna watch it still. Because maybe it's a good movie. There were things in Prometheus that I didn't like, but I still like Prometheus. But I have to tell you right now, if you were going to ask me which one would I rather watch, I'm going with Prometheus because I think Prometheus has more to offer.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when I saw some of the things in this movie, the pictures that I saw, some was good. Like the protomorphs, I think, look amazing, and the neomorphs. So I think that looks cool. And the way the planet looks, it looks really dark and dreary and desolate. That's cool. But some of the plot elements in this movie, I was just like, no way. I'm not on board with that. No way.
Gotcha. All right. Patrick says that they're 80 years old. The guy's 80 years old almost.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's, 6 movies, really? Now it's down to 2. Right? From last interview?
I have no clue, to be honest with you.
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what's happening with this film.
I thought the script was set. I think he lied. I think he just didn't want Neil Blomkamp to do it. So he's saying, oh, no, I got a script ready. We're going to shoot. I think it's all bullshit, honestly. I think he's waiting for this movie to come out. He's waiting for word of mouth. He wants to see what people say. People are going to say this fucking shit sucks. And then he's going to be like, oh, what do I do now? Let me go back to Ripley. So, it's kind of hard to make sequels from this if you're going to kill everybody. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not crazy about what I'm hearing. I'm definitely 50% less interested because Naomi Rapace is dead. Gotta tell you. So, that's wrong. But anyway. Is there any other news? Oh, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't want to. All right, we'll stick with aliens, but I just want to say, the other day, with everything going on, I didn't even get to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy reaching 500 million. So congratulations, Guardians of the Galaxy. Probably by the weekend, it will be 700 million. That's fantastic. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be $1 billion. Easy. Anything related to Alien? Anything else? Did Sigourney Weaver talk out? Did anybody talk out? Did they?
Nope.
No? Did you want to talk about anything else on here, or would you just leave it as Alien?
Let's just leave this one for Covenant.
All right.
Covenant. Yeah.
All right, guys. Anything, Patrick, you want to say before we go?
I'm good.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye for now.